is the Regal Imports News for October 2015. In an environment of political turmoil, uneasiness in the economy, changing values and weak consumer confidence, there is at least one thing that is a constant, and that is a trusting business relationship. I want to break from my usual news format and speak a bit more informally. Early in my business career, I traveled the world in search of diamonds. It took time to get the right contacts and feel comfortable being a professional diamond dealer. My entry into diamonds started with a trusted friend whose family had been in diamonds for generations. He taught me what I needed to know and sent me out to start walking the streets and selling diamonds. He was kind enough to give me financial credit, and later on, as my business grew, he selflessly introduced me to his trusted contacts. I worked with this gentleman for over 35 years until he retired, and I felt a sense of loss as he left the business a few years ago. I was introduced by this same gentleman, and I don't use the term loosely, to a young man learning the business from his father in Belgium. He and I found both a friendship and a working relationship. We have worked together honestly and openly since 1980. A friend as a business partner is, in my opinion, a best possible scenario. And this belief has led to my feeling that my business is more than just selling diamonds. I feel like I'm a partner in business with those who choose to work with me. If they do well, I do well. I want to take a moment to thank those people who, because of our trusted relationships, have made me love what I do. Business is not just about business. Business is about relationships, and it is true, it's not always what you know, but who you know. People ask me when I'm going to retire, a concept that I really don't understand because I've been lucky enough not to feel that what I do is work. Sure, I risk money and worry about the dollar, but I am in the diamond business, a business that deals with love, trust, and beauty. Today, love, trust, and beauty are often confused with commodity, profit, and price. But as long as the diamond business can still provide the former rather than the latter, I will continue to follow my passion. Today, I am extremely happy that I am not a diamond cutter and not tied to a cold and dispassionate corporation, a corporation that can never understand the meaning of a balanced two-way relationship. I am not at the mercy of a large company or brand. I still pick and choose the people I work with and the diamonds that I choose to sell. And with that, here is the news. At the time of this broadcast, the American job numbers have just come out, and they were not as good as expected. The result being a rise in gold and a drop in the US dollar. Instability in the markets results in changes in consumer confidence levels. One week up and the other week down. These variables affect retail sales. But I think we in the diamond industry must look beyond these variables and onto luxury share. I believe industry leaders must concentrate on gaining a larger share of the luxury market. Generic marketing is necessary, but it must be a specific campaign that is directed back to the basic idea of diamond desire. Luxury can be defined as a product that generates great desire and is not easily attainable. Luxury is expensive. Russell Mehta of Rosy Blue explains this point. Just cutting prices and even severely restricting supply, both of which are essential right now, won't help nurse the industry back to health in the long term. To my mind, diamond consumption is not price elastic, and hence cheaper prices will not push sales. We need to focus our efforts on creating demand and consequently pull. With collective efforts, we need to raise the value of our product. Many commentators have noticed that miners increased rough prices based upon future projections and without keeping an eye on immediate demand. A few years ago, diamond cutters were willing to go along with price increases because they could justify them based upon the new and strong demand for diamonds from India and China. Cutters speculated and bought rough at prices that were far too high because miners were pushing the idea that demand would soon outstrip supply. Cutters were gambling with rough and selling it into the secondary markets for instant profit and making big and easy money. In 2010, rough diamonds rose 27% and were considered the best investment. The problem arose when demand from China and India slowed and miners kept on increasing rough prices. For a multitude of reasons, the main reason being greed, cutters continued buying rough when it made no sense to do so. Warren Buffett said it clearly: he sells in a climate of greed. Cutters were really greedy until reality set in and they realized that they had bought into the miners' less than stellar vision of the future. Cutters finally realized that miners, like all big business, take care of themselves first. Their reports to shareholders take priority to their business relationships. This situation emphasizes the importance of a trusted relationship. Well, cutters soon found out that big business looks after number one and corporate employees toe the company line. Currently, the diamond industry finds itself with a glut of diamonds coupled with weak demand. In response to most cutters not being financially capable to buy their regular rough allotments, miners have been forced to sell less and drop prices. Just this year, 5 to 10 carat rough is down 15%. 2.5 to 4 carat rough is down 30%, and smaller rough is down 35%. Term clients of De Beers are nervous because De Beers has been making side deals outside of their normal selling channels in order to increase cash flow. Charles Wyndham points out that De Beers has been forced from a position of power to a position of a forced seller. I'll end this broadcast with a passionate quotation from Charles Wyndham. As you will hear, there is no love lost between Mr. Wyndham and De Beers or Martin Rappaport. He states that, quote, "It is difficult to see anything of substance happening till at earliest the middle of next year. And indeed, with the balance of probabilities, especially when an industry has put itself at the mercy of a buffoon like Rappaport, and the stunning incompetence of its major producer in reading its market, coupled with its mishandling of the current situation, the prognosis is that there is more, if not much more, grief to come." And with that, this has been the Regal Imports News for October, and I thank you very much for watching.